Hey guys, it's Fox again from Martial Arts and Philosophy, and today we're going to be discussing the ending of The Last of Us, which is a video game that has been recently remastered for PlayStation 4, and which I just completed last weekend. Fantastic game. If you want to play it, don't watch this video because this is going to spoil the whole climax. And actually, if you play the game, you come back to us, you actually discuss this moral issue that we're going to discuss here with us after that, then it might have some more emotional impact, or you might gain some more insight into the situation. If you haven't played, however, it's no big deal. I'm going to bring all the non-players up to speed if they don't feel like they're ever going to play and don't care about spoilers. So, without further ado, here's the storyline. Basically, we're looking at a normal sort of zombie apocalypse scenario where this time a fungal infection has killed off most of humanity or turned them into crazed zombies. There's one girl who could potentially provide the cure for the human race. Her name is Ellie. The primary character that you're playing as for most of the game is Joel, who's an older guy that's kind of looking after her. So the whole game you're trying to get Ellie to the Fireflies, which are this rebel group that presumably will be able to use Ellie to find a cure for this fungal infection. So you spend the whole game getting here, you finally get there, and lo and behold, it turns out that the only way to use Ellie to cure this fungal infection is to strip this crap out of her very brain, which is going to kill her. Of course, Joel doesn't react very favorably for this. In fact, flies off the handle, pretty much kills all of the Fireflies in there, grabs Ellie up, and escapes. So the question we're going to discuss today is whether this is, or whether Joel's actions were the morally correct thing to do. I'll start with my reaction. I was totally with Joel. He seemed kind of troubled by his moral decisions. I had no problem wiping out the Fireflies. In fact, a strange emotional reaction, they seemed to be worse to me than the bandits that you fight throughout the game, who are just trying to kill you for your weaponry and just probably some other dastardly things. But to me, the Fireflies were much worse. I really did not like them, and I was really on board with getting rid of them and saving Ellie. And I'm not 100% sure why that was. I think it had something to do with the intentions behind it. I think it had something to do with the fact that the Fireflies seemed very self-righteous in what they did, whereas the bandits weren't claiming any sort of moral good. But, whatever. That was my reaction. So, in the game, the Fireflies don't give a really coherent moral argument for why it's a good thing to take Ellie and cure the human race with her. But presumably, they're operating off of the theory of utilitarianism, which promotes the greatest pleasure for the greatest number of people. The idea here being that though Ellie is going to die, which is unfortunate, her death is going to cure this virus, which is going to be better for the grander number of people. So that's one way of looking at things. I think the way that Joel was looking at it, and the way that I was looking at it, was kind of more from a Kantian perspective, who argues that you should never treat a person merely as a means. Kant would not be okay with this situation because you'd only be treating Ellie as a means to cure this virus, and you wouldn't be treating her as an end. He's okay with people treating people as means, but you also have to treat them as an end unto themselves. He sees this as a sort of primary principle or an a priori fact that's self-evident. There's a third way of viewing this, which is kind of from a Nietzschean perspective, that morality really isn't a thing at all, and really it's just whoever's the strongest in this situation that's right, essentially. So in this case, Joel was right, because he willed that he was going to get Ellie out, he killed everyone, and he left. Good on Joel. However, if the Fireflies had killed Joel the other way around, they would have been justified. Very simple way of looking at the world, one that calls into question kind of this objectivist philosophy that has existed for thousands of years. And that is something we're eventually going to get to on this channel. But for now, I'm just kind of presenting the basics of these philosophies in the context of this moral situation. Because what I'm most interested in is what you think about this. How would you react to this situation, and on what grounds would you justify your decision? And was Joel righteous in going so far as to kill the Fireflies to save Ellie, or is that morally reprehensible? For example, are the Fireflies wrong for stripping this fungus out of Ellie's brain, thereby killing her to save the human race? But is Joel also wrong to kill them in order to stop that? That's another interesting question that I'd kind of like to get everyone's opinion on. So there you have it. I thought this was a pretty cool contemporary example of a moral problem presented in a very, very, very cool video game. And I would love to hear back from you and see what you think. So please comment below and tell me what you would have done and why it's justified.